the Palestinian people have claimed innocence for this entire war and basically played on the heartstrings of the West in order to pressure foreign governments to tell Israel to stop, right? And Douglas Murray over here is saying that they're not exactly innocent, and here's why.
I believe that that the people of Gaza have a responsibility for voting in Hamas when they had an opportunity not to. They voted in Hamas knowing what Hamas are. They allowed Hamas to carry out the coup, killing Fatah and other Palestinians and dragging their bodies behind trucks in the West Bank, in Gaza. They didn't overthrow the government. You might say, well, that's a lot to expect. Well, it was always a lot to expect. Everywhere in the world that overthrew a despotic terrorist government, it was always a lot to expect. But okay, they didn't do that. They allowed 18 years, exactly the time you need to educate a child, for Hamas to indoctrinate a new generation, not of psychopaths, because you can't make psychopaths, but you can make sociopaths. 18 years is the time you need to create a sociopath. So they voted for Hamas, allowed Hamas to carry out the coup, didn't overthrow them, allowed them to indoctrinate an entire generation of sociopaths in Gaza. They then start a war, and they want this this is Israel's fault. Israel has to respond in exactly the correct way. I'm sorry, I treat the Palestinians in Gaza in the same way I would treat any other group that produced a horror like that. They're responsible for their actions. They're responsible for their actions. We held the German people responsible for the fact that they voted in the Nazis and did not get them out. We held them responsible. And we, the Allies in the Second World War, did things that Israel would never dream of doing.
To wrap this all up, I think you have to think about the ideology. Hamas is not just, this band of radicals in 40,000 in number. You have probably millions of Palestinians around the world that just want to see Israel destroyed. That's their sole purpose in life. So the idea that Israel can just go in and just kill Hamas and just leave the Gaza Strip, it would be a disaster. Has to be a deep re-education system implemented by either the international community, although they seem to fail with that, or Israel itself in basically reteaching the Gazans not to be radicalized and not to hate Jews.